Hey everybody, this video is going to kind of show you how we've been putting together our grammar quizzes for Spanish 1. We started doing this semester to hold our kids more accountable for knowing how to conjugate their verbs, translate sentences, and things that they really couldn't show us when they were doing a multiple choice test. So we have done short answer questions with translation, and then we also have done like some fill in the blank questions with and without word banks. So I'm just going to kind of show you what I'm putting together for Unit 32 quiz. So just like making any quiz, we'll go to Tools, Manage Quizzes, or you can go to Create a Quiz from in the module. And then you would just want to think about what's the best question to have your kids show you whatever material it is you're working on. So for this quiz, for Unit 32, they will be learning the irregular yo forms for the present tense. So I'm going to have like pretty much all my questions have the yo in it. And then you have to ask yourself, would it be better for them to fill in a blank with a word bank, or would it be better for them to translate? So I'm going to kind of do a combination of that. And then they're also learning the difference between saber and conocer here. So you'll see me do a couple of those questions as well. So for this quiz, I'm going to do short answer. So right here and fill in the blank. I'm going to start with a short answer question. And this one you have to do a little bit more work for because you have to fill in the answers you think the kids are going to put in here. And that includes like lowercase and capitals, and would they put a period, and would they write out yo with the verb, or would they just give me the word since yo is understood? So I like to just type these up and kind of copy and paste in there. So I'm going to go ahead and paste that in there. All right, so there's my question, and I'd like to copy and paste because I think it's easier than trying to remember all the DOS commands on the spot when I'm doing a video. So for this one, I just have como se dice I see. So they're still translating and having to tell me how do you say I see with those irregular yo forms. It's just they have to come up with the whole sentence here. So still, showing me that they understand how to conjugate. So what you put for your answers, though, has to be all the options. So right here does give you a few things. So you have text, case sensitive text, regular expression. So ideally it should pick up that, whether they put capitals or not, but we have found that that is not always the case. So if you just put every option in here, then you're covered. So I'm just going to do that. So I'm going to say yo veo period, yo veo lowercase. Oh, whoops. And you have to hit enter for each different answer. Okay, so they'll show up just like that. Let me make that all lowercase with a period, all capital with a period, and then they will also, again, put it without the yo, which is fine. That's not incorrect. So veo with the period, and then we do one more capital. So I think that covers everything. You can always go back and edit if it doesn't. So I suggest, go back and check through, like when they start turning them in to see. My kids will email me and be like, hey, I thought I had put that in there. Can you check it? And you can go and check it. But just we found that when we did our first one, we had to go back and add some things that we didn't think about as far as like the period, or is there another way to say that? So just watch yourself when you are putting those together. Make sure you've accounted for every possible answer. And then, of course, you'll change your points. We've been doing 5 questions at 2 points each. So just a quick quiz, and then you'll just click save. So that's an example of a short answer. All the rest of mine are going to be fill in the blank. So I'll show you kind of what that looks like. So this time we're going to pick the fill in the blank question. Okay, and this one takes a little bit more work up front, but to me, I think this one's almost like easier to put together because you don't have to put in those thousands of responses that the kids could put in there. So title, I just leave that blank. Again, 2 points. You can add an image, a description, whatever you would like. The minimum you would need is this text 1 and the answer. So they have a text 2 that'll show up behind or underneath your blank. I just don't really need that, so I'm just going to delete it. If you don't put something there, it won't take it, so you have to delete it if you're not using it. So for my next question, I'm going to use like a little word bank. We've made some tests where they have like all 5 questions with a word bank, and you can do it that way. I'm just going to do like a small word bank with just the 1 question, because our word bank of the verbs they're learning right now, multiple ones of those would technically be correct. So I'm just making a short word bank, so there's only 1 possible answer. Okay, so everything's pasted in here now, and you can see I like to put the instructions there because sometimes they get confused. So I just have complete by conjugating a verb from the word bank, And then there's my word bank with just 3 words for them to choose from. They'll have to pick what verb it is based on my sentence here and conjugate it. So my answer is down here in the blank, so tango, and I want this to be 100% of the weight, so don't forget about that part. And then, see, this is a little easier because you can put case insensitive. So this is the only option. They already have yo, that's not going to be a thing. And then I don't have to type in the capitals and the periods and all that because it's already done for you, okay? And at the bottom, you can preview it to see what it's going to look like. So here's what it looks like for the kid. Complete by conjugating a verb from the word bank. There's my word bank, and there's my question in bold. And then this is where they'll actually type. When you are looking at it on the grading side, it's going to look like this. So you can go back and check yourself, make sure you have tango for yo or whatever it is that you need. So this question is good if you're trying, like in this unit, we're trying to get the kids to learn the conjugation, particularly the yo ones, because they're weird. They don't follow the regular rules. So that's why I'll have several questions like this. Once you are done, of course, you will click save. And then now you can see I've got my 2 questions. So I'm going to go ahead and add my other word bank question, and then I will finish up my quiz. Okay, so here's my next question. Same format, still have my word bank, put it in green again, and then there's their question. And the answer, don't forget about putting 100% for the weight, and then case insensitive, and then you're ready to move on to your next question.